Today, I want to talk about something I was dealing with for so many years here in Germany as an expat, especially. Now that's part of the past. I don't consider that a problem anymore. But when I went or when I was going through that situation, it was really tough, very difficult, and something that really affected my life in so many ways. That specific situation was unemployment. And that was a huge problem that I had for many years here in Germany. I arrived like 7 years ago, and it was very tough. Also, because of the special conditions, I had arrived to this country. So I had finished my master in London, and after my master, I wanted to get a job. We could not find a job with my partner. My partner or boyfriend at that time was from Germany, but he applied for a job in Germany because we tried to find a job in the UK and England, and even that he's a German, it was not that easy to find something good. And he compared all the kind of jobs, salaries, benefits, many things compared like UK market with the German market, and then he was like, well, actually Germany seems to be a bit better. According to the kind of position we were looking for at that time for recent graduate students. So he applied for a job in Germany and he got it. So he told me, okay, if you want, you can come to Germany as well. Germany, it's a whole universe of opportunities, many good things to offer. There's many jobs in English as well, so you do not really have to start with German out of the blue. It's very open-minded, many things. And I think that's one of the problems for many people when they come here to Germany, or maybe not just Germany, other countries as well. They go there to find a job, or they have different expectations of that place. And yeah, actually, there's many good things, many good things. But we also have to consider all the things you have to go through, all the boxes you have to tick before you get a job, and that's something that is not easy to achieve. Not just about the professional environment and professional knowledge, your experience, everything about that, but also about the culture, the language, about the whole life that you're changing. It's a whole life changing process, and it's not just a career change. So that was something that happened to me. Now, like I said, it's in the past. I went through that situation a long time ago. Unfortunately, I'm fine. Very happy in Germany right now. But I know many people may find themselves in a very similar situation where you might not have a job in the moment. You might have been looking for a job for many months, maybe a couple of years already, or I don't know, maybe just like weeks. But if it's like months or like a lot of time full of frustration, not a lot of hope. Like you kind of feel like hope is fading because every time you try and you try, and no matter how you try and how you change things and tick all of the boxes you need in order to get that job, it doesn't happen. So if you are in that similar situation, I understand it very well, 100%. I know how it feels like. I've been there, done that. And I have also gotten out of this situation. The most important thing for you to know is that it's just a momentary situation. It's just a moment and it's going to happen. Eventually, you're going to get out of it. You're going to find a way out. You're going to find a solution. That's 100% sure. But in the meantime, I know that it's not that easy just to be patient, say, okay, what should I do now? Like when that's going to happen? How long more I'm going to have to wait? Like how many more months, or it's been a year already? Like how long more? Like what do I have to do to get out of this situation now, as soon as possible? So yes, of course, there's like a few things you have to take into account and you really need to consider before applying for the job and finding a job, not just in Germany, in any other country. And you need to know exactly which requirements are there. That for sure. Obviously, you also have to keep a positive mindset, but a positive mindset is not enough. Just being positive, 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 yeah, it's gonna happen, I'm gonna get a job. Like, just being positive is not gonna fix or solve your situation. And ticking all the boxes that you need is also not gonna work. Sometimes if you do everything that happens, and no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, no matter how positive you are, and it still doesn't work. For some people, okay, it works perfectly, that's fine. But some people like me, they've been through it a lot of time dealing with the same situation, and you find yourself in a circle you cannot really get out of, and you apply to jobs, you do everything and positive, and you try to do everything, right, really everything, and it doesn't work. So if you are in that situation, keep listening, because I was there, and I'm gonna give my tips on how to approach that situation better, how to get out of it easier, and how to navigate that moment you're going through right now, because that's very important. Not just to focus on the future, but on the things you're doing in this moment right now. So first of all, let's talk very quickly about the obvious things to do. Yeah, positive mindset is very important, that's for sure. And also, let's tick the boxes in Germany very quickly. I think it might be the same for many other similar countries, but I'm gonna explain that from my perspective, that is here finding a job in Germany. Of course, the obvious one, you have to check your CV, make sure that is up to date, that is adapted and adjusted to the kind of format that is required in the country you are in. Here in Germany, there's a specific format for it. It doesn't have to be that long, no more than 2 pages, so people can read it and get through the most important details in your life and in your professional experience. Also have your cover letter. There's specific indications about how you write, or how you can write the best cover letter here in Germany according to the specific position you want to apply to. And there's also a lot of coaching professionals for expat, for international workforce, that they provide really good support on this, and they can help you and guide you on how you do that the best way. So of course, that's the first thing you have to do. Make sure you do some networking, that you go to events, you got to know or meet new people, especially in the area you want to work with. Go to job fairs, try to talk to people that, I don't know, work in the area you want to work at, and try to get involved with them, like get to know about how is the market here. Of course, for that, you need to know what kind of job you're looking for, what are you going to apply for, right? If you are more like in the area of science or IT or marketing, business management, whatever, you really need to have the specific idea in your head from what you're going to have. Most people have it, but many people don't. If you don't, like me, for me, it was also very, very confusing. Don't worry about that. You can also get professional help on that, and try to just focus on one area that you like the most and you would really see yourself like in the future, and something that is tailored more to your CV, of course, so you can find that job easier. Visa as well, that's another big problem as well, but once you have it solved, you got the visa. I had the visa for looking a job or finding a job here in Germany. I had to renew it every 6 months, and it was a pain in the ass. Really, I hated it. But well, once you got it, it's fine. So for all of that, there's coaching, there's professional help, there's also a lot of integration courses that have a focus not just on coaching and helping you out to work on your CV, your cover letter, or networking, all of those topics, but also something very important and many people do not consider while finding a job abroad, and that's to adapt to the different culture. In this case of Germany, adapt and integrate to the German culture. Learn German. And I'm not kidding, really, it's important. Many people come here, they do not speak the language, they do not try to learn German. Fortunately, many of you just get a job in English and you do not really feel like you need to learn German. But it's Germany. We are in Germany. You want to be able to move here and be able to do everything you want to do, and for that you better need German. So of course the language, I consider that something very important. If you're looking just something in English, okay, that's also possible. I have many friends, they have just a job in English, they don't really use German or need German at their jobs, more specifically IT related jobs, so that's possible. But I would really try to learn German, and I think that's something very important, not just for the job, but also for your daily life. If you want to really not just find a job here, but consider living here in the future, short term, long term, doesn't matter, learn the language. And not just the language, but also the culture. Language and cultures go hand in hand, but it's very different, something very complex, learning the language and trying to adapt to the culture at the same time. They're very different things. They go together, but if you learn the language, it doesn't mean you're just integrating to the culture or adapting to the culture. There's so many things you need to know about, like how Germans behave, how the market here is, how they used to work, how the culture is. There's so many little things you do not know, and you have to be prepared to learn about, because it's different. It's a totally different life. Maybe you come from a country that it's similar, maybe from another country, whatever, it might not be that difficult. But if you come from, even from the United States, I think that culture is still very, very different from America and then from Germany. It's very different. And I can tell that because I have lived in the United States for a couple of years, and I have lived here in Germany now almost 7 years or more than that, and the culture is totally different. You cannot compare that much. And if you're coming from a very, very different tropical country like me, I'm coming from Colombia, and comparing Colombia to Germany, it's totally different. So you really need to consider that there's going to be so many challenges, and you really need to consider that you have to take the German culture into account. You are in Germany. It's important to learn about it, to adjust to it, respect it, not change yourself trying to become German. That's something that I explain in a different video. But yeah, adapt yourself. Learn about it, respect it, and learn how to move in the German culture, because it's a totally different story. So if you already click all of that boxes, you did everything in your hands to make that happen, to find a job, positive mindset, coaching, training, professional expertise, adjustment to the German culture, learning about it, German language as well. You have done everything that's in your hand, and it still doesn't work. Stay with me, because I was exactly in that same situation, and I understand it 100%. So I'm gonna give you some tips to navigate through that situation in a better way, with a good mindset, with patience, and keep just going through it. Do not give up. Keep going. There's a few more things you can do besides ticking all the boxes that you already did. So the first tip I'm gonna give you is an obvious one, but it's very difficult to keep doing, and is keep having faith. You'll get there. Like I explained in a different video, it's important to surrender and trust, and really not keep pushing so hard, but trusting more that everything's gonna be fine, and at the same time keep trying. Not to give up, but surrender and keep trying. Everything that happens in life is momentary. Nothing lasts forever. And the same applies for the situation you are in right now. It's not going to last forever. You'll get out of that, 100% sure. The second thing is to recognize, acknowledge that you are not the only one. That's something that happens to many other people as well, and you are not the only one going through that situation. It happened to me many years ago, and for me something very hard was that I was in a completely 100% German environment. I did not anybody by my side who was in a similar situation, who I could really talk about the things I was going through, the situation I had been or I was going through in that moment. All the people that I had all the family of my boyfriend was there. They 100% German, stable, settled at home. They did not understand how it is like to be an expat in a different country and trying to get a job there. Different language, different culture, different everything. And the same with all the people I knew. The friends from my boyfriend, all German. My boyfriend, German as well. I was in a very little town, so I did not have contact to an international community or Latin community or nothing. It was really tough. I I could not even find people to speak English with. But at the time where I could move to Düsseldorf, a big city, well, not that big, but a city, and I had access to this big international community. There's so many people. I met many, many people going through a similar situation or finding a job, trying to look for jobs, learning German as well, dealing with trying to integrate themselves to the culture, learning the language, going through similar situations, similar experiences. And that really helped a lot, totally. It was also very helpful to get different points of view, and from the people who already went through that situation, they could give me some advices or tips or whatever. So if you find yourself alone or misunderstood, try to reach out to people. Find people in your similar situation and people that are going through similar experience at that moment. Don't stick only with them, of course not, because you're also trying to integrate to the German culture, so you don't want to isolate yourself. But finding that support and that balance in your life while trying to adapt your life here in Germany and finding a job in Germany at the same time is necessary, mandatory. The next one is also to support each other and create bonds. And I'm talking about this because it's so easy sometimes just to talk about your situation and just care about yourself and just focus on yourself and what you want to do. And yeah, it's important to focus on yourself, but not just on your problems. And that's a mistake people make. The mistake I also made. I focused too much on my problems. And even though I was meeting people in a similar situation sometimes, I could have helped more. I could have created more bond with them. And the moment I started doing that and say like, hey, I can also help them, even though I'm in that situation right now, but I can help. And that really shows support. When you really show that support and you create bonds with the others. And that helps in so many ways. Emotionally, mentally, your whole soul. It gives you so much energy and so much strength. Number 4 is to be authentic. Be yourself. I'm saying that because, at least for myself, as I told you before as well, when I had my interviews and when I was in this just German, 100% German environment, I was being so pushed to be German, integrate to a German culture. Germans act like this, my friends are like this, Germans speak that way. So I was very pushed, and unconsciously I was trying to be something that was not really myself. So when I had the interviews, I felt so uncomfortable. And I was like, I felt I had to act in a certain way that was not myself. And I know they have to greet like this. They say your name first, and that's the way they introduce themselves. And serious, and just give the hand, and depending on how they act, I don't know, like so many things. Like, of course, there's many things you're learning on the process, and you can learn how they do. But be careful not to condition yourself too much into something you're not. That's something very important. Remind yourself, yes, you are learning about the German culture, you are respecting the rules, how they behave, you're learning about that, and you're going to integrate very well. But you're Colombian as well, and you have to, well, not Colombian, you're, whatever country you're from that country, and you have to show that as well. Don't hide it. And I think that was one of the problems for me, because I was really like trying to be someone I was not, and I felt people were pushing me like that as well. Like, hey, like Germans behave like this, and you have to be like that, and you have to do like this and act like this because they are like that, or we are like that. And I was like, yeah, but I felt uneasy. I did not feel that right, and I felt that also had to be like that. Now I wanted to be, I could not be myself. And I honestly think that was one of the problems why I also did not get a job. People notice that. And you notice that as well. If you don't feel yourself confident in your shoes, the way you are being, if you're not being authentic and yourself, you feel that as well. It doesn't feel right. And let's say that it works. Maybe you got the job and you find a really good job and you act in a very German way. You could adapt exactly how they want it. So that's fine. But in the long term, think about the long term. Are you really gonna be able to keep that? Are you gonna be happy that way? You want a job where you can be yourself every single day, all the time, 24/7. So think about it and really put yourself as a priority. There's no better thing in the world than being yourself and being authentic. Number 5 is to forget about other people. So instead of focusing on what the other people have to say, hey, you should do this, you should do that, should you whatever, do this, you are doing this wrong, or at work we need this, and then if not, that's not gonna work. Do not focus too much on that and focus more on yourself. Focus on yourself. That's a very good time, because when you're unemployed, you have a lot more time for you. That's a positive thing, even if you don't want to, but take advantage of that. Take advantage of that. Focus on you and not what other people say. If they judge you or if they say whatever, focus on you. Is it really the kind of job you're looking for? Is it really that what you want? Do you really feel good on yourself and what you're doing? Is it the right thing that it feels like doing for you, not for other people, but for you? Focus on yourself. Number 6 is to do what you love. And that comes together with focus on yourself. Do something that you really love doing. Take advantage of that time. Since, again, you are unemployed, you have a lot of time. Most of that time I used to spend it on sending applications, and I would be so confused, and I was really so saturated. So much information coming to my head, like I did not know even like what to apply to, because I was looking at the jobs, like different jobs all the time, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm gonna try here and try there and try not this business but try this, and maybe IT could also be good. So I was a mess, completely a mess. I was out of focus. I did not know what I wanted to do. I did not know what kind of job I wanted to apply to. I got completely lost. Instead of doing that and just becoming a chaos, and you can spend a few times a day, sure, for sending applications, doing whatever you want to do, finding the jobs or you want to apply to, and that's fine. Do it right for a couple hours, yes. But it's also important to focus on yourself, like I said before, and not just on yourself, but really do something that you love doing. What is it that you like doing? Does it have to do with arts? Is it a hobby? Is it writing, singing? What is it? There must be something you can do for yourself that you really like doing. Think about when you were younger and you used to do, I don't know, that thing with your friends. What was it? That thing that made you feel so happy, that made you feel so excited and have maybe so many things about the future. What was that thing? If you don't know, if you don't remember, start doing things, trying things that you used to do when you were younger, when you were little. Try to use that time, try things out. That's a great opportunity. That time you have is a great opportunity, because then if you have a job, you're not going to have the same time to explore yourself and go through all of these brainstorming ideas and exploring yourself, trying to find out what is it that what you like. And if you know what that is, then do it. Do it. Explore it. Maybe you find a way out through it. Do it. Even if other people say, no, you just have to look for jobs and spend your whole time sending applications and cover letters and finding jobs, take that time also to explore yourself doing what you love doing. And the last one is, of course, persistence and patience. Believe in yourself. Keep trusting in the word, trusting in yourself that everything's gonna be fine, trust in yourself because you can make it. You know yourself. Like I said, focus on yourself, not on what other people do, what other people might think. Like, do whatever you love, and then you're gonna be focusing on yourself, and that way you're gonna start developing trust, and you're gonna be at the same time be able to be more patient and keep being persistent, trying to get to that goal, to get to the job you want to achieve, you want to get. You're gonna get there for sure. That's 100% sure. And just one last thing, if nothing works, even if you have tried all of the things we have talked before, and you really are just like fed up, you cannot hold it anymore, you cannot keep going anymore, you feel like enough is enough. You tick all the boxes and you already tried everything, you made the connections, you made the networking, you support with other friends and you found support, but still nothing really worked. And even like trying your hobbies, dreams, whatever, focusing on yourself. If nothing really works, you feel like lost, you feel like a failure, like you're gonna give up, like you're going against the flow, and like the more you try, even if you do things right, the all applying all things I said before, and still you feel like you're going against the flow, you're pushing, and you're just becoming waves against you the whole time. Take time to reflect about what you really want. Maybe it's not really that you have to get a job. Maybe it's something else in store for you. Do you really want a job? Maybe you want a business, or maybe you want to do something different with your life. Maybe you need to explore more what you really love doing with your life, because maybe that thing doesn't have anything to do with the job you want to do. So it does not really have to be a job. Sometimes we have like this kind of bubble in our minds, and we go in only one direction. It has to be a job. It has to be a job, and because everybody says it has to be a job, but really, your intuition guides you, and you also know if it's really a job, or if it feels like not, it could be something else. It doesn't have to be exactly a job or that job. It could be something else. So think about which other options you have in life. Maybe life wants to show you a different way that is going to bring a lot more opportunities for you, better things for your life. Maybe you want to start your own business and you're afraid to do it. Does it have to do what you really enjoy doing in life and what you want to do, what you love doing? Try that out. Try it out, no matter what other people might think. You're not wasting your time. Just try that out. It could be that really the universe is giving you a different message in your life. You have to figure it out. Sometimes the problem is not you. Sometimes the problem is how you react to things. And maybe if this is not the solution, there could be a different solution for that. That might be even much better than the other one. So, all my love to you. I know it's gonna be fine. Don't worry. Keep persisting, keep being patient. You'll make it through, and most importantly, you'll figure out the way out. Even if it's for a job, for something else, for something bigger that's in store for you, you'll find out.